Hey, I'm Jim, and welcome to Understanding Upstate, the podcast dedicated to exploring what makes upstate New York such a unique place. Each week, my co-host Rob Adler and I dive into a new upstate topic to better understand what's up upstate. And this week, we are grabbing a slice of Utica's tomato pie.
Woo!
Bop, 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 bop.
Jim, have you ever had a slice of Utica's famous tomato pie?
Okay, so no but.
Yeah, I have a similar answer, I think.
No, but in looking at what this pie looks like and what a slice looks like, this looks a lot like Cortez's square slices. And so, like, in dimension and kind of like, I guess, I don't know what you want to call it. I guess in dimension, I've had one, I feel like, but not specifically this type of pie.
Yeah, and like as we'll talk about, it's a regional dish for many different regions.
Right.
I think each place has its own spin on it. And like, if have you ever been to Spumoni Gardens? It's a famous pizza place in South Brooklyn. I think it's in Gravesend.
I have not.
Well, they have their own like Sicilian pie, but it's very tomato sauce heavy and it's sweeter. It's like its own thing. It's a lot of places here will have a Sicilian pie, a grandma pie, and then an upside down pie that all kind of look the same. And then you have Spumoni Gardens Sicilian pie, and that's even more different and more polarizing, as we'll see. I think tomato pie can be a little polarizing too.
Sure.
But yeah, same for me. Like as best as I can figure, I've had things that are close.
Sure.
And if you've been in New York City, you've had an upside down slice. I think depending on the place, I think you've come pretty close to having a thing that is similar to Utica's tomato pie.
Gotcha. Well, for our Utica Speedy Freaks and Rattlesnake Pete's, let us know what your favorite kind of tomato pie, or what your favorite, from where your favorite one is.
Yeah, there's a lot of spots to get it. And in fact, I didn't put in here, you can get, there's a frozen Utica pie that you can get outside of Utica. I think it's from a place called It's a Utica Thing. So if this piques your interest, guys, you can try it. You can try it at home.
Yeah. And then also write us and let us know how it tasted at understandingupstate@gmail.com.
God, I feel like it's a thing we could probably find at the Brooklyn Wegmans.
I bet they get down for that.
I'm gonna throw it on my to-do list to see if I can hunt down
Smart.
some Wegmans tomato pie. But hey, speaking of hunting down things, Jim, we're always hunting down reviews and ratings. Guys, help us out. Throw us 5 stars. Write us a positive review, and within that review, you can toss out a favorite regional dish for us to cover on a future episode. There's many from Utica itself that we have yet to talk about. So guys, get in those reviews. It helps us out a lot. And while you're at it, while you're clicking around, click on over to understandingupstate.printful.me. Grab yourself a tea. Wow, that rhymes. How have I never done that before? Let's write that in the copy right now.
Better late than never.
It's true. Guys, the weather is getting a little springier out. Things are warming up, and we've got some lovely teas for you to wear. We're going to talk about the Utica Pie Day, which I don't think is happening this year, sadly. But hey, maybe it's going to happen in 2027, and you could be ready with your very own Understanding Upstate t-shirt. And
you would be the topic of conversation there.
It's true.
If I had to guess.
It's true. Speaking of topics of conversation, though, Jim, we've got to talk about Upstate updates.
Yes, we do. We got 2. This is a double feature this week, folks.
Man.
We got 2 Upstate updates. Party people. Well, as you know, as we have talked about on the show many, many times leading up to last week, we had some good promo for Stellar Human Presents. And Stellar Human Presents happened. The show happened last week, on the 27th, last week. And it was a lot of fun. It was a very dope show. Had a great turnout, man. Nice. People really showed up for it. It was really great to see it. Some new faces, some new folks showed up for it. Some of the older crowd as far as just their commitment to the Stellar Human Presents show. Nice. Showed up. We had a very good time. The ride up was a little rough, not gonna lie. My good homie Courtney Farrington drove up, and I learned that like when you are like in a car, at least me specifically, and I don't have like a lot to eat, and I have like a really dense donut as far as sugar goes,
sure,
I will get super car sick. And that is what happened to me. I was car sick a vast majority of that ride up, but because I'm a professional, I pulled it together. We were running a little bit late. Well, we weren't late. Like we got there. The show started at 7, but we pulled in at like 6:45.
Oh so, man, like, that's close. That's close. That's you know.
I've done this a long time, Rob.
I hear you.
We were just fine.
No. I believe it. Me personally, like if I have to meet someone within my own neighborhood, I want to be like 15 minutes early minimum.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, Courtney and I collectively have over like 25 years worth of comedy between us. So like, if the venue set up, which it was, sure. The amp set up, mic set up, I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I mean, you just show up to the. I mean, we went straight from the road to the venue. Like we didn't stop at the Airbnb to drop shit off.
Sure.
So got in there, did the thing, sold the last. There were 2 copies left.
I was going to ask.
Yep, both of them got sold. So now there's the only vinyl that's left, I think, is at a shop in Bushwick.
Cool.
Place called The Shop.
Okay. I was going to say, start hitting all those record stores to find out which one.
You hit up my guy, Seuss. Seuss's joint, The Shop. He's got 2 vinyl left over there, I think. I got to check. But that's it. Other than that, they are long gone, man.
Once those 2 are gone, I'm going to put mine up on eBay for $1,000 each, guys. So go grab them. Go grab them.
That's the way. That is the move to make. And then we do the reissue, and whoop! Hey, look at that! Just found a bunch.
There you go.
So all in all, great show. Courtney had a great set. They really liked him. He's great, man. He's really funny. And they liked me. They certainly got into the shit I had to say. Took Courtney out afterwards. He got a Speedy.
Nice.
Where'd you go? We went to Satch's Tea House.
Ooh.
In the First Ward.
Ooh.
Interestingly enough, it's cash only, but they have a DoorDash. So like,
okay, yeah.
I guess you could DoorDash it if you wanted, and then just eat it there. I don't know how that works. I didn't ask a whole lot of questions about that. Saw some people who I saw them and I was like, I don't want to have a conversation with this person.
Yeah.
And I think the feeling was mutual because we definitely saw each other and just didn't say anything. And I was like, great. Happy for that. So then next day got up, drove by the Rod Serling statue, which is going to be a great segue for our next Upstate update. And then we drove by the statue and then got the fuck out of Binghamton. And that is that. I will be back in Binghamton in September for the Crooked Mouth Comedy Show, if not sooner. Casey James Salango and I will be performing up there.
Oh, yeah.
The team back on the road. This guy, I did my first road gig with him.
A fellow Upstater, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
he is also a fellow Upstater, and my very first road gig was with him. So getting the band back together, baby.
There you go. There you go.
So that is part 1 of our Stellar Human Presents, our Upstate update.
Stellar Human. We're gonna get them to sponsor the Upstate update this week. We'll hit up LaRue and get a little cash injection.
All right, he'll throw some. Let's see, LaRue, if you're listening, throw us some money. Second Upstate update, which, as I said before, great segue from a Rod Serling statue, did a field piece last year at the Serling Fest, and it has now finally been released. In the Twilight Zone is the name of it. It is very cool. We worked very hard on it. My guy Fred and I put it together. Big shout out to Fred. He's a huge Rod Serling fan. He's a film schooled guy and knows all things about Rod. And he and I made a trip up to Binghamton for Serling Fest last year and had a it was this year, was it? I think it was this year. I don't remember. Oh, no, it was last year.
It was the 2025 Serling Fest.
Yeah. No, it was 2025.
Yeah, in August, I believe. Yeah.
So we made a trip up there and shot some really great footage and got some. You have to go see it. I'm not going to ruin it. But it is out now. It's on YouTube. It's really great, and we worked super hard on it. So go watch it.
Oh yeah, should be a link in the description for you to do that.
Hell yeah. And so that, my friend, is my Upstate update.
Nice. Well, let's cut into this tomato pie, shall we, Jim?
Sure. Let's get right to it. Italian tomato pie is an Italian-American and Italian-Canadian baked good, consisting of a thick, porous focaccia-like dough covered with tomato sauce. It may be sprinkled with Romano cheese or oregano. It is not usually served straight from the oven, but allowed to cool and then consumed at room temperature or reheated. Like Sicilian pizza, tomato pie is baked in a large rectangular pan and usually served in square slices, although in Rhode Island it is cut into rectangular strips like pizza al taglio. Tomato pie descends from and resembles the Italian siffione. We'll assume that's that. Although it is not the same dish. For instance, siffiones may have toppings, is usually served hot, and has a crust more like brioche than focaccia. A 1903 article in the New York Tribune on the food of Italian Americans described a pomodoro pizza, or tomato pie, made solely with dough, tomatoes, and powdered red pepper. The article also described a variant with a bologna topping called salami pie or bologna pie. No, thanks. I'll go with the salami. Tomato pie has been sold by Iannelli's Bakery in Philadelphia since 1910. In Utica, New York, the family that later found Scazzino's Pizzeria in 1914 sold tomato pies from their basement for several years prior, starting in 1910. And that's a little bit of history.
There you go. Well, let's learn a little bit more about Scugnizzo's. Shall we, Jim?
Let's do it.
All right. So Scugnizzo's was founded in 1914 by Eugenio Brulino, a determined immigrant from Naples, Italy. The pizzeria has become synonymous with quality, consistency, and the unique flavors of Utica. And this is coming directly from their website, if you can't tell.
Yeah. This might be a little biased.
Sure. Eugenio Brulino arrived in America in 1913 on the Canopic to Boston, Massachusetts, from Naples at the age of 25. Settling in Utica with his wife, Maria, he began his American journey as a pastry chef. To supplement their household income, Maria would prepare little tomato pies which Eugenio sold at church feasts each weekend. The name Oscugnizzo comes from Naples, which was a slang term used for street urchins looking for a day's work. When he decided to open his pizzeria in 1914, it was the term that became the trade name, a legacy that would endure for generations. Throughout the years, Oscugnizzo Pizzeria has been a cornerstone of the Utica community, with 4 different locations, each deeply rooted in the city's fabric. The current and longest-standing location at 614 Bleecker Street has been the pizzeria's home since the 60s. After Eugenio's unexpected passing on May 26, 1958, at the age of 69, his son Angelo Chops Berlin took over the family business. Under Angelo's leadership, Oscugnizzo Pizzeria flourished. He expanded the menu, pioneered new ideas like a pizza food truck and jarred sauces, and embraced advertising to grow the business's reach. Angelo, a U.S. Navy veteran who served in both World War II and the Korean War, was a visionary who ensured the family's culinary legacy would thrive. It's got to be one of the earliest pizza food trucks out there, right?
Sure. Before it was cool.
Yeah, yeah. Angelo operated Oscugnizzo Pizzeria until his passing in 1989, when his son Stephen Berline took the reins. Together with his brother Michael, the pizzeria has continued to honor the original recipes and traditions that have kept customers coming back for over a century. From the handmade pizza shells and fresh sausage to the signature sauce, everything is prepared daily in the bakery using Eugenio's original recipes. Today, Oscugnizzo Pizzeria's reputation extends far beyond Utica, with its iconic pizzas being shipped around the country. Despite the challenges of rising food costs, the Berline family remains committed to maintaining the quality and consistency by using the original recipes that have been the hallmark of their success for 110 years. As Oscugnizzo Pizzeria celebrates this significant milestone, the Berline family extends their heartfelt thanks to the community and customers who have supported them throughout the decades, and looks forward to meeting new customers by serving a fresh pie from the oven. There
delicious.
We go. And I really tried hard to find. I mean, they've been around for over 100 years. Figured there would be some articles. I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Actually, that's not true. I got like 2 articles from 2019, but they were like, nothing special. We'll say
we let that slide.
Yeah, and I kind of forgot that tomato pie used to just be a term for pizza pie. So I looked up, I put in tomato pie. I was like, I'm going to get so many hits. And I did, but it would be like, come get tomato pie, or as some people call it, pizza. It's like articles from the 40s, like, come try this wacky new food called pizza. It's like, okay.
You mean you take dough and you bake it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It was interesting to read those, but different from what we're talking about today. And also, there was like tomato pie and the apple pie parlance. I got a lot of recipes for what surely is a cursed dish. That's just like.
So it's like it's like of like a pastry.
Yeah, dude. It's like you just got to add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, and you put slices on top, sliced tomato on top of your pureed tomato. It's so bad.
Nope.
Oh, tough times in the 40s. There wasn't. 30s and 40s, there wasn't a lot of money going around. So maybe tomato pie sounded appetizing, but again, a different tomato pie altogether.
I don't want to. My fragile brain is not going to wrap itself around that.
Luckily, there were no pictures. I probably wouldn't be here right now if there were. But hey, Jim, let's talk about another Utica institution, the Roma Sausage and Deli.
Sure, let's go there. In 1999, when I graduated from high school, Roma Sausage and Deli opened its first location on Bleecker Street in East Utica, near Masonic Home. Owner and operator Steve Broccoli began by making family recipes of homemade Italian sausage, wine and cheese, Sicilian sausage, and meatballs. Many Italian specialty items, imported Italian meats and cheeses, like those found in Little Italy in New York City, were also added. As Steve's vision for Roma Sausage broadened in 2001, the business expanded to include a bakery, which included their homemade Italian baked goods, Italian bread, sausage rolls, and everyone's favorite, Roma's famous tomato pie, to name a few. Ooh, There's now some competition. With an entrepreneurial spirit and vision, as you can guess, this is from their website. In 2004, Steve recognized a need to expand Roma Sausage and Deli, and the search for a second location began. After several months of renovations, Roma Sausage and Deli moved into its second location on the corner of Oneida Street in Washington Mills, across from the McDonald's. Another scrappy upstart.
It's like a very local publication when like the McDonald's is the geographic reference point. Like, sure. I know exactly. Like,
although I will say, to be fair, at least in Brooklyn, if you were to say to someone, "Yeah, it's on the it's near the McDonald's on Vanderbilt," people go, "Oh yeah, I know
for
where
sure,
that is."
Yeah,
right." So there's some of that.
It's true.
But I think it hits a little bit differently when you give directions.
I think the differentiator is even in a suburb, not necessarily like a small town, like McDonald's can always be a geographic marker. Wherein like, a large city, it certainly could be, but you have a lot of other potential.
Well, you have to give a little bit more context to it versus if you were to say in Binghamton, go to the McDonald's on the east side. I know exactly which McDonald's you're talking about.
Yep.
So anyway, as we digress, throughout Roma's 21 years in business, Steve Broccoli and his staff have focused on offering customers top quality products prepared the old-fashioned way at wholesale prices. Roma's Italian delis are adorned with hanging imported provolone cheese and sopressata, which offers an old-world feel that is reminiscent of the Italian markets from the early part of the 20th century. It is a, quote, must to try Central New York's favorite tomato pie and the wine and cheese Sicilian sausage.
There you go. This was anytime I was in like r/Syracuse and someone's like, hey, I'm going to Utica. Who's got the best tomato pie? Roma's is the one with the most upvotes, and like, if anyone said Roma's, like, this is the correct answer, kind of.
Sure, okay.
So Roma's seems like a regional favorite for sure, at least as far as Reddit is concerned.
Right.
All right. Now we do have some articles. These are more recent. But I think gives some more context for the tomato pie. This one is from 2015. I think it's from like a regional New York 1 channel for Upstate New York. But let's get into it. Tomato pie, it's a Utica thing. Utica, New York. When it comes to fresh tomato pie in the Mohawk Valley, many will agree that the saucy, crisp appetizer topped with Romano cheese is best served at room temperature. It's the crust, it's the taste, it's the sauce. It's a combination of everything, said Jerry Zenzillo, Napoli's Italian bakery co-owner. It's fantastic. It really is. Tomato pie began to gain popularity in the early 1900s in Italian-American communities in like East Utica. A few dozen venues make it in the area today, while some are better known than others. That's, a few dozen. Like, that's a good number,
Sure.
It's pretty good. It's believed one of the first places to sell tomato pie in Utica was at O Scudnizzo's Pizza that we talked about on Bleecker Street in 1914. Then owner Eugenio Berlino decided to make an entire tomato pie and sell it for just 5 cents. That's a deal. That's
huge. Pretty big deal.
Today, Berlino's grandsons, Stephen and Mike Berlin, continue to sell the famous pie and pizzas. Few ingredients have changed along with the size and price, sure, but it continues to be, quote, good. It's just good, Mike said. It's easy to handle. You can cut it in small pieces, or small slices rather, and serve it like an appetizer. Like you said, and it's just good.
It's just good.
I don't know if it's... I feel like that's really selling me on it, but also really not selling me on it. Like, say more. I need some more differentiating. Like, why is it as good or better than regular pizza? You know what I mean? Like, I hear room temperature tomato pie, and it's not... I don't know. To be fair, I will eat any baked good. Like, I'm a fan of bread for sure, and pizza, but I'm not... aside from like trying a new thing, I'm not totally sold on tomato pie yet. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Let's see. A few miles away, the Zenzillo family at Napoli's also know a little something about tradition. They've been pumping out tomato pies on the regular for more than 5 decades. We still do it the way Dad used to do it over 50 years ago. The crust and everything is just phenomenal, and people just keep coming back. Tomato pie is especially popular for outdoor parties in the summertime or just about any time when you just want a snack. But you can't get it just anywhere. I actually had a guy yesterday going to Vegas. He came in, he wanted to buy 5 tomato pies and take them with him because they don't have them in other states. It's a Utica thing. There you go.
Or as they would say in upstate New York, Vegas.
I say it weird. Like, I'm sure I get constant shit from friends and particularly my wife when I say Vegas, because I've talked about it before. My Minnesota accent got messed up when I moved to New York, and I should say Vegas, but my brain really wants to go away from that A sound. E. So
yeah.
I say it like a lunatic now.
But it connects.
It does. All right. And we've got, I think I hinted at this earlier, but a little article about the first tomato pie day.
Yeah, the first ever.
Indeed.
Utica celebrates inaugural tomato pie day.
2017.
Yeah.
A while ago.
Almost a decade. Prior to attending Saturday's tomato pie festivities in Utica, I was offered some advice, or maybe it was a warning from a coworker. Don't call it pizza, he said. The topic of tomato pie came up in the Observer-Dispatch newsroom, and I, a newbie to the dish, immediately imagined a dish akin to pizza. Perhaps a crusty pastry slathered in tomato sauce and cut into triangles, or something. Don't do that. It turns out I wasn't too far off, though it's cut into squares and is very tasty. A key difference is the cheese, or rather the lack of mozzarella. It's pizza without the cheese, says Jay Sumner, who runs I Love Utica. You don't serve it hot. You don't eat it cold after it's been refrigerated. You want to eat it at room temperature, and everybody's got their own preference with it.
I think that's the thing that might be rubbing me the wrong way, where hot pizza, again, I know it's a different thing, but it's the closest analog I have. Hot pizza, great. Cold pizza, great. Room temperature pizza might be the worst. It's the worst temperature for pizza.
And also dangerous.
Yeah, foodborne illness, man. Whoa. I think that's what it is. That's what's sticking in my craw a little bit about Utica pie.
Because I last year had a slice of pizza that was not good.
Yeah.
And it was definitely at room temperature. So
yeah.
I say whenever I get a slice of pizza, I tell them, you fucking cook it.
Yeah. But I guess
burn the shit out of it.
Part of that is the cheese, right? Because that's where the cheese, like if you have that half coagulated cheese, it's not great. It's not great. If it's fully cold, it's good. So maybe that the fact that you take the cheese out of the equation, it's like Romano, but that's just like a dusting. Maybe that makes it palatable. Which is a great word for something delicious, palatable. But like
sure.
that, maybe that's the where you get a little leeway,
Mm-hmm. Hundreds of people lined up Saturday for tomato pie provided by 9 different area vendors. Sumner described the participating eateries, quote, the best of the best in the area of tomato pie, for tomato pie, saying he wanted a good mix of businesses for people to try beyond their favorites. Beyond the pie suppliers, the Parkway Center also featured other booths, including FX Matt Brewing Company and the CNY Roller Derby, as well as a face painting station.
You gotta have face painting. And I think we talked about FX Matt Brewing not too long ago on our Upstate Breweries of Upstate New York episode.
Mm-hmm. It all connects, folks. It's like a upstate puzzle that comes together. The walls of the center echoed earlier in the afternoon with the rhythmic pounding of drums brought in by the House of the Good Shepherd.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
Sumner said the turnout was overwhelming considering it was the inaugural pie festival. Just the nature of tomato pie, everyone knows it's going to bring everyone together and be a joyous occasion, Sumner said. And that's what we're here to do. Celebrate. Utica was well represented in the tomato pie competition with a majority of contestants hailing from the city. Can't imagine you're going to get some outsiders, some out-of-towners,
sure.
Or some journeyman pizza eating competitor there. RJ Broccoli, whose family owns Roma Sausage and Deli, said the eatery planned on going through more than 100 tomato pies for Tomato Pie Day, along with servings of olives, cured meats, and cheeses. Mm-hmm. I'm super impressed. It's really fun to see everybody come out, Broccoli said. Tomato pie is always like a topic people discuss, and I'm kind of surprised it took the city this long to do something like this, to be honest. Woo! Shots fired. Carol Clare was joined by a contingent of family members for Tomato Pie Day to run the booth from Oliveri's Pizza, which is owned by her and her son Michael. Based in Hamilton, Claire said her son got the invite from Sumner to attend, and Oliveri's made the trip north with tomato pie, rice balls, and stuffed cherry peppers. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Claire said she did not know what to expect for a turnout. By the event's halfway point, Oliveri's ran out of stuffed cherry peppers after going through 200 of them. They're not even done with the event. Pretty wild. Everybody has their favorite tomato pie, she says, and us, being an outsider from Hamilton, we're hoping that everybody likes ours.
That's a nice, it's a good, feel like it's a good approach,
Yeah. Charlie DiGristina, owner of Charlie's Pizza and founder of It's a Utica Thing, says he's looking forward to future tomato pie days.
That's the frozen, the place that'll sell you a frozen tomato pie. It's a Utica Thing.
Mm. For folks like Oriskany man Brian Stevenson and Teberg woman Phyllis Tangileri, the festival was a nice way to spend a Saturday, they said. For people like me, it was a chance to try something new and get intimated with one of Utica's special traditions. When you talk about items like Utica's tomato pie, Utica greens, or chicken riggies, things like that things like that started there. People come out in droves, DeGristina said.
There you go. And again, those are some as of yet covered Utica delicacies.
Sure.
We've had chicken. Is it Riggies?
I went with Riggies.
It's rigatoni, so I assume it's Riggies. But that's long been on the list. I don't know if we have Utica greens on the list. I'm putting them on there right now for future episodes. Aside from Buffalo, Utica might have one of the highest numbers of specialty dishes that it calls that call Utica home, I guess. All right, Jim, are you next time you're in Utica, you think you're gonna have some tomato pie?
If I'm on the road, if my comedy travels take me to Utica, which I almost did a show up in Utica, I would do it. I mean,
I think the thing is, I don't think you're getting a slice. I think you're getting the whole.
You have to get the whole pie.
They
don't sell it by the slice.
I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
Well, if you're from Utica, let us know at understandingupstate@gmail.com. Can you buy a slice of tomato pie?
We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. Well, that's a kind of a nice pivot because we're going to hear from some people now that have had Utica's own tomato pie. So we get to a little review section here, and first up, we're gonna go to Oscugnizos, which I'm sure I've said 1,000 different ways in today's episode.
They know what we're talking about. Y'all know what we're talking about.
It's true. All right, let's start off on a positive note here. We got a 5-star review from just 5 months ago. This is from local guide Steve C. Here we go. My mother has been talking about the tomato pie from Oscugnizos for at least the last 30 years. My grandfather owned a children's shoe shop, and I lived in New Hartford. This was one of the very few highlights in her early culinary experiences. And it delivered. Super nice people behind the counter as well. It's just off the thruway. Easy to get to, plenty of parking. Do yourself a favor and skip the awful thruway food. Okay.
Don't eat on the thruway, man.
There you go. I don't know why we needed to hear about the children's shoe shop that your grandfather owned.
Well, if Steve is from upstate New York, there's going to be an overshare.
Sure.
That's going to be absolutely going to be part of the conversation.
Fair enough.
For sure.
All right. Well, the conversation is going to continue into a negative space.
Yeah. Because the pendulum swings one way, it inevitably has to swing the other.
It sure does. Jim, do you want to take this review from Joey?
Sure. Joey, another local guide, about a year ago gave 1 star and hit us with the classic, if I could give this place 0 stars, I would, which I think they should have a 0-star option. Mm-hmm. I'll never go back. That's in all caps. I brought my wife here to try a pizza. We were greeted with noisy staff, and we said, well, let's just get a simple pepperoni pizza, and simple was the key. Uh-oh. The man, I think that's supposed to be said, the man said the sauce is on the top. Trust the process. So we said, okay, and we did. Sat down and waited about 30 minutes. The whole time waiting, he was yelling and fighting with other coworkers, completely unprofessional. We got our food, had 2 slices through, the rest out. It was utterly disgusting and extremely messy due to the heavy amount of sauce they used. Not sure why this place is still in business is beyond me. That's what, 100,000?
10,000%? 100,000%.
Yeah, that's 100,000%. 100,000% do not recommend. Worse than Chuck E. Cheese. Find another joint. Worse than Chucky Charles Entertainment cheese? Man.
That's rough. So this is where I started to see more commonalities with the place I mentioned earlier, which was Spumoni Gardens, which, again, is a very sauce-heavy Sicilian slice. It does have mozzarella in it, but it's very dense dough, and it is a shit ton of tomato sauce. And
right.
Of anyone who I've ever talked to that has had it, they either love it or they hate it. Me and my wife went there, got a pie, and she had one bite and was like, "This tastes like garbage." Like, it's the literal thing that came out of her mouth immediately. And I was like, "This is great. I like it." And it's like, the sauce can be super sweet. I think if Joey went in not knowing this is a different thing, right? If you're going in expecting pizza, I think, to quote the earlier article, don't call it pizza.
Don't call it pizza. Don't call it pizza.
It's something different. I think you could be disappointed, right? If you're expecting pizza.
And you will be disappointed.
Yeah. Again, but I enjoyed it. Again, it's a real 50-50 split, at least for this particular Sicilian pie. I gotta imagine it's a similar thing for tomato pie. Not everyone, it's not going to be everyone's favorite. But hey, speaking of everyone, someone's favorite, let's get another 5-star review here. And this we're kicking it on over to Roma Sausage and Deli now. This is a review from Barry 6 months ago. 5 stars. I always look forward to stopping here for delicious sausage and tomato pie. Never a disappointment. 5 out of 5 for food, 5 out of 5 for service, 5 out of 5 for atmosphere. It's a glowing review.
Doesn't get better than that. That's 15 out of 15, folks.
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing along at home. Big shout out to numbers. Shout out to the numbers out there, folks. Well,
let's go to a smaller number.
We're going to go to a significantly smaller number, and that number is 1. And this is from Lady Anna 9 months ago. 1 star. I was excited to try Roma's tomato pie because so many people rave about it. I had to get a whole pie because no slices were available. So they do sell slices. Unfortunately, it was extremely disappointing and disgusting. The sauce had a very sour, bitter taste to it that was also super sweet. Well, pick a side. Maybe like soured milk or beer that had been sitting in the sun for hours. It's difficult to explain. Either way, it was inedible. I took one bite and spit it out. I had 8 other people try it, and they had the same reaction.
Can you imagine being the 8th person? Like, if I'm person number 6 through 8, and 5 other people have already gone before me, I don't think I'm trying that pizza.
Right. I mean, like, yeah, if everyone's like, this sucks, then like...
Yeah, this sucks. You gotta try it.
Yeah,
you get me on 1 through 4, but, 5 through 8, that's not me. I'm not taking a bite.
No. My husband and son were the only ones brave enough to eat a whole piece. They hate to waste food. I respect that. And regretted it 30 minutes later. What? Then I was like, what does that mean? Thank goodness for 2 bathrooms.
No.
Well, powered that out.
Oh, no.
I don't know if I got an old tomato pie that went bad or if this was normal. I cannot, in good faith and conscience and spirit, recommend this.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it.
Again, seems like an acquired taste.
Yeah.
It seems
most assuredly an acquired taste here, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Most assuredly.
And I think a lot of these reviews are, at least the 1-star reviews, it's not people who are getting it regularly. Again, I think this is part of the reason why tomato pie, I don't know if tomato pie is going to break out of Utica anytime soon, much like Detroit pizza has taken much of the United States by storm lately as a regional pizza dish that has exploded in popularity. I don't know if Utica pie is gonna. I don't know if it's gonna do it. I don't know.
You don't know, say.
But you know what? I do know. I will try it. I'll try Utica pie.
Yeah, give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot. Well, that concludes our delightful survey of. I was just saying Utica pie, tomato pie. Jim.
Yes.
To wrap this sucker up, we got to do a few things. First, we need to remind people to rate and review the show, share an episode with a friend. All of that helps us out a lot. It's like the number one thing you can do. The more I almost said, the more eyeballs we get on this thing, the better. Ears on this would help too, right?
Sure.
So help us out. 5-star rating. Write us a positive review. Throw in a recommendation for a future topic, and we will do it on an upcoming episode. Jim, what do you got to plug? That's the next thing we need to do to wrap this thing up.
Well, here's the thing. You have a slice of Utica's tomato pie, and you are furious about it. Sure. You are inconsolable. You despise it, despite clearly having a following that's not for you. Mm-hmm. And because of that, the anger turns to sadness, right? Because you spent your hard-earned money on this, and now you are hungry and angry. Well, your soul can be fed with laughter if you pick up a copy of Upstate Understandings. It is my very first comedy album. You should go get it. You can't get any vinyl because they're gone, but you can get a tape and a CD if you head over to jimsearch.bandcamp.com to pick it up. You should do it there. You can also hear it on all the digital streaming platforms, but if you want a physical copy of Upstate Brilliance, that's where you go get it. It was a tour de force, and still is a tour de force of comedy. I'm a little biased here, I'll admit that. Fully will admit it. I gave you the jokes, Rob did the production, Matt Ely did the video, and Adam Russell did the art. So go get it, run it all the way up to the heavens. Also, you want to go to jimsearchcomedy.com. You can see my show dates and things like that. And I'm on all social media at jimsearch. And of course, you want to follow this show here on the gram. Do all that good stuff. Follow us, but not in real life, because that's weird. Rob, they have done everything I have asked and more. More. They even bought some t-shirts. But yet, despite the wavering economy, they still have money. What should they do with it?
Jim, let's just say you're in Utica. You're trying to get yourself a tomato pie. You found someone that could give you directions, but their main orientation point was McDonald's, and you don't know where that McDonald's is, so you're going to be driving around for a while trying to get your hands on a tomato pie. Luckily, you already downloaded my album, New York Sticky, from brooklynfrequency.bandcamp.com, and it's going to be a lovely cruise through Utica as you find an establishment to sell you a room temperature tomato pie. So go pick up that. I also have an EP up there, so there's a couple musical things you can check out there. Jim.
Yes.
What are we going to be checking out next week? Do you have a hint for us?
I do. Lights, Camera, Upstate.
Love it. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a good one. Speaking of good ones, I don't know if I have a good one in terms of up puns to close this out, but I think I got one. We ready?
Well, let's find out.
Well, Jim, this tomato pie is a little too cold. We need to warm it up to room temperature so we can serve it. Let's get on out of here.
Perfect. Understanding Upstate is a podcast hosted by Jim Search and Rob Adler, edited by Rob Adler, and music from Regal Monk.